Hey everyone, it's Random Guy. Before I get into the guide, as always, I'm doing another 50 mil giveaway. To enter this giveaway, just type your RuneScape name followed by hashtag Zuk in the comments below. These giveaways are again only for my subscribers, so if you want to join, just click that subscribe button. I do giveaways every week for my followers, but if you want a shot at up to 7 more weekly and monthly giveaways, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. Since, as you all know, I'm having spinal surgery in a couple days, I made this video a week early because I might not be feeling up to making one next week. So for this week, there are 2 active giveaways. If you haven't joined the other 50 mil giveaway, the link to that video, which is my Alchemist key video, will be in the description below too. Now that that's over, let's get into it. So for my inventory, I'm using 2 pieces of Crypt Bloom. I'm using the helm and the boots for the set bonus, and then a Ganodermic body and legs because not everybody has the money for full Crypt Bloom, so I did not include it as it is also not needed. Now, for the people who don't have any Crypt Bloom, good news. You can AFK here without any Crypt Bloom and use full Ganodermic instead, but you will need to use your Enhanced Excalibur from time to time and maybe bring a couple sharks. I did it, and eventually I did have my legendary pet pull me out because my HP got low. So it's not as safe, but I did last about 40 minutes before it did drag me out without having to eat or use my Enhanced Excalibur. So it is possible. Now for my cape, I'm using the new Igneous Kalmej cape, which actually makes this a tad faster. If you don't have this cape, any cape from a defense cape to a regular fight kill and magic cape would work. For my necklace, I'm using a blood necklace. It's cheap, and it gives a magic bonus if you make it an arcane blood necklace like I did. I did not use my Essence of Finality because it's almost out of charge, and I'm cheap. So, yeah. So for my gloves, I'm using Cinderbanes, as these guys are poisonable. And for my pocket slot, I'm using a Scripture of Wen because of its AoE damage. But you can use anything you want in this slot. So for my ring, I'm using a Pontifex Shadow Ring for better Elder Trove chests, and in my rune pouch, I have Death, Blood, and Soul runes. In my inventory, I have a couple Holy Overloads, some Weapon Poison +++, an Ancient Delvin Ritual Shard for some Prayer Restoration, an Enhanced Excalibur for emergency heals if needed, and another rune pouch with Earth and Fire runes. And for my familiar, I used a Smoke Devil filled with scrolls for some more AoE damage, but it wasn't like amazing, but it also wasn't bad. I just used those because I had a bunch of both the scrolls and the pouches left over from my grind to 120 farming at Turoth's. But you can use whatever you like. As I always say, these guides are for you to tweak to suit yourself and how you want to play. If you want to be more sweaty, do it. One of my last optional things that I would say to bring would be an Adrenaline Urn. I don't think Persistent Rage is worth the Archaeology slot when this urn exists, but that's just my opinion. Instead, you could use the LOTD relic while wearing the Pontifex Shadow Ring that I listed in the gear. I mean, it would stop you from crying when you get a Tom Bata because you weren't wearing a LOTD and miss out on a perfectly nice HSR drop. Down below at the bottom of the screen is my AFK Revolution ++ bar. Now, one thing you should know when making your inventory for this is that this is actually endless. They will keep spawning in after your hour is up, so bring as many Holy Overloads as you want. You can stay as long as you have those. Now let's get into the kills. So when you get in, there's just 3 waves that you have to get through because what we're going to be farming is on the 4th wave. So on the first wave, 4 little meteors will come out, and then after a couple seconds after they appear, 2 more little bats will appear. You want to make sure that you kill them without them getting in melee distance of you, or else they will start to take down your prayer. Now, when Wave 2 starts, you'll have one ranger appear in the northwest corner and then another appear in the northeast, and then just meleers. You'll need to kill these first, and then worry about the meleers. Now, the big guy that's walking towards me, he hurts more through melee prayers than the little guys, so I make him stand behind the little guys so he can't attack me. And then behind him are two little bats that, like I said, drain prayer. So you want to make sure that you kill those while they're back there. Now, at the end of this wave, there's going to be a lot more of those big guys and two more rangers. So we're going to head over to the northeast corner, where it will be safer. There we go. So now we're just going to kill this large melee guy really quick, and then we're going to focus on the rangers. I normally devotion right before I kill him so I can take care of the other rangers without really having to worry about too much. But after this one, I realized that I just didn't kill it fast enough because I wasn't really tryharding. So what I'm doing is I'm standing against the back wall out of the range of the other ranger while I take care of the meleers that are on me. And after this guy, that's the 3 waves done. So now, exactly halfway between this pile of rocks and the geyser next to me, this is where we're going to stand the entire time. It would probably help if I put on my correct bar. And there we go. Okay, correct bar. Now we're good to go. So all this is you're keeping up your animate dead, your overload, and your weapon poison, if you choose to use weapon poison. As you can see, my familiar is hitting AoEs, but it's not really too high. It's like 300 here, 400 here to everything. It does help over time. But it's probably not the greatest familiar. Alright, so once you've killed all 3 of these special big guys, then you'll get a buff. The buff will appear where my mouse is at the bottom of the screen. I'll highlight it when it shows up. Extra action bar will pop up, or an extra action button will pop up, and you need to press that button. Now, if you weren't AFKing, what this would do is this would make it so you can attack the boss. And once you get him down to, I think, 550,000 HP, you'll be able to move on to the next wave. If you don't get him down to 550k HP, then it'll just restart, like it is right here. So we're just restarting this wave over and over and over again and just farming these guys. Yeah, and that's pretty much just everything there is. Just make sure to keep up your animate dead and your overload, your holy overload. And yeah, that's really about it. One thing that I'll say is when I was going on my main, which you see here in full crit bloom, because I was going on 4 accounts at the same time, but on this one, I was going with full crit bloom and Cinderbanes, and with that, whenever I was using Penance Aura, I did not need to use my overloads. And when I was using Vampirism Aura, I did not need to use my Animate Dead, saving runes. So those 2 auras will help you out here with saving a little bit of supply costs. So now let's just fast forward to the end a little bit. Alright, so I'm choosing to end now and just leave and just see what we got in the hour. So in that hour, I got about 15 mil worth of stuff. Alright, but most of the money, well, a lot of the money, is in the resonant anima of full. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go sell that real quick, and we're gonna see how much we get from that. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that a lot of these items, since this is new and being farmed, the items will not sell at GE price. So whatever price the end is going to be, I'm just going to take off like a mil and a half, just to make it more realistic. I don't really sell anything because I normally sell all of my skilling supplies when it's around DXP, which will make it even more money. So I'm not actually going to sell it, I'm just going to guesstimate and minus a mil or a mil and a half. So we got about like 134, 139 resonant anima, so I'll just put those in. Alright, and as always, it insta-sells, and it looks like it was about 5 mil. Alright, so 5 mil plus the 14-ish mil that we got, that's about 19 mil. I'll take off a mil, that's about 18 mil. That's about 18 mil that I made this hour just AFKing just like that. And there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have fun getting these gains, and I'd cash in on it soon before the anima drops even more. It used to be about 30 mil an hour when I first started, but now it's about 18. So this is something you'll want to hop on soon. You will always make nice money off of it. I'm pretty sure it will always be over 10 mil an hour AFKing. So it is something that you could still always go to, but it's best now. So have fun with that, guys. Thank you so much, and maybe watch one of these two videos.